Hi guys, in this video I will demonstrate how to calculate descriptive statistics, a set of descriptive statistics I should say, for sample data. They couldn't manage to practice this in the class today. Now let's start listing the central measures of central tendency. So the first is mean. Maybe this is too small to view, so let's increase the let's magnify it a bit. And yeah, I'm looking at salary now. So this is the undergraduate survey data that we practiced upon in the class, and we'll look at the descriptive statistics for the salary variable. So we would like to have a mean value for it, a median, and then the mode value. Now mode is something that we shouldn't be using for salary, because this is continuous data. We would like to have the mode as something like in a form when it's grouped. We would like to calculate the mode of a continuous data. We usually do that, but for now, for practicing purposes, let's calculate the mode as well. There may not be a mode, but there seems like there will be, because the data is rounded up to a whole number in all cases. Right, so so mean, median, mode. Then we have variance, measures of dispersion, standard deviation. Then we will have standard deviation, we'll have a maximum, a minimum, then we'll have a range, then we'll have interquartile range. Okay, so double click there. I think that's pretty much. Oh, coefficient of variation, coef of variation. Right, so the concepts that we covered today are all stated here in this list. Then we'll start with the mean. The mean function, a function to calculate the mean, is called average. So equal, you start with equal all the time for a function. Average, open a bracket, then you have to highlight. Don't forget that you may. Okay, let's finish there. So do not highlight the string or the label at all, and close the bracket. So now don't forget to copy this, because this would be the range for any other calculations of the data. So enter. So 48,500 pounds, or in this case it must be dollars, but let's assume these are pounds. Easy for me to say, to speak with pounds. 48,500 pound salary is the average salary in the list of the students here. Then the median will be calculated using the median function. Right, and again we'll just control paste, or control V gives me the range. So I just pasted the range of the data, salary data here. Right, so hit enter. That's the median wage, and we know that median is the middle number. And mode in the same way. Hit enter now. That's the model value. So this 40,000 is most recurring salary apparently among the students. You can check this by creating a histogram of this data, but we don't need it for now. We know that we trust Excel, so done. So variance is the function variance itself. Var, open a bracket, and control shift T. That's the variance of salary. Now, because variance is square deviations, we would like to have them in common units with the mean. So basically variance is a square deviation from the mean, average square deviation from the mean, but we'd like to have it in the same units. So we want to have it in pounds. Here we're squaring the pounds basically, but we'd like to have them in pounds as we discussed in the class. So we'd like to have some standard measure of it. So we'll normalize the variance by taking a square root of the variance basically. So that would be a square root function here, that sqrt, open a bracket, highlight that, close the bracket, enter. 12,000 is the standard deviation. But there is also, I think there is also an inbuilt function st standard deviation function. So it's this one here. Okay, so you could actually use standard deviation function by giving it a range of the data. It will be the same answer. Either way, you'll get the same result. Now the maximum of the data is located by typing max, entering the range, enter 80. So 80,000 is maximum. Minimum of the data is min function, min function, enter 25. The range is now the difference between max and mean. So R8 minus R9 is basically 80 minus 25, gives you the range of salary. Now, interquartile range. Here we need, before we calculate this, we have to get the, we have to calculate the, so we have to find the quartiles, basically first quartile and the third quartile. So let's type first quartile and second quartile. Now, first quartile is found by, calculated by typing quartile, open a bracket, and give the range. Range not working, so we'll have to go back and then highlight again. Salary and down. Oops, I think I did something wrong here. So let's go down to the bottom of the list. Now once you highlight this range, let's put a comma here and let's highlight this range and keep it in memory. And for the first quartile, you type in quartile, function name, open a bracket, give it a range, comma. In some cases it could be a semicolon. You'll have to check with your version of, check the first version of the, if it gives you an error with the comma, check the version of your Excel and Google to find out what you need to use here. But you get a pointer or hint usually below these functions telling you whether it's comma or semicolon. So after comma, put 1, close the bracket, hit enter, 40. So this is the first quartile value, the value that lies on the first quartile. Now actually this is third quartile, not the second, because second quartile would be median. We already have it. So the third quartile, now we type quartile, give it the range, comma, 3. This gives us the third quartile, 55, similar to equal to range value here. Now interquartile range, from the class you know that this is the difference between third quartile and the first quartile, so 15. Okay, now coefficient of variation, we know that it is standard deviation over the mean value, and usually, okay, we'll leave it for now in fractions now as 0.2488, but we quote coefficient of variation in percentages. So we'll go back to home and click on percentages, 25%. And if you want digits, more digits after decimal, yeah, you can click here, double click there to get the double digits. Done. So this is the set of what do you call this, summary statistics that you used that are calculated using sample data. And I hope this will help you with your homework and assignment. So any questions, drop me an email, or maybe you'll ask questions during the class next week. But before next week, it would be good if you ask any questions regarding homework before next week, so before Monday even, because your deadline is on Tuesday. So hope you'll find this video helpful, and yeah, leave a comment and I'll answer the comment as well regarding the, if you have questions. Actually, you can also leave some comments there below the video. I'll try to answer that as well if I check it by Sunday. Okay, then see you later then.